Advice to those of you that are in your 20s and you feel as if you're still trying to figure out exactly what to do. You want to get unstuck. You don't want to feel lost. You just need a little bit of guidance. Well, allow me to help you, okay? And first, I want to just say that you are not alone, okay? You're not supposed to have everything figured out at a certain age, okay? Your 20s is where you are still figuring things out. So if you're in a phase where you're still piecing things together and you're still a little kind of confused on what to do, that is okay. And I don't want you to be hard on yourself because of it. But after you get done watching this video, hopefully this will really help you to follow these necessary steps, apply it to your own life, and then maybe you can start to feel unstuck. Now, I won't say this will be a drastic change overnight, but I will say that if you start to follow these steps, you will start to feel less unstuck and you'll start to feel more mobile towards your path. Okay? All right. So the first tip that I have for you is to slow down. Okay. Listen, do not feel the need to rush yourself. Okay. I created this quote where I said, always moving slows you down. Always moving slows you down. Do not feel that you have to have yourself in a certain position by a certain age. See, a lot of times people think like, oh, well, you're almost 25, you're 21, you're 29. You don't have to have everything figured out at a certain point, and you don't have to have yourself established in a certain way by a certain age, because we are all going at our own pace. Now, go at your own pace, the pace that you can consistently keep up with. I will say that again. Go at a pace that you can consistently keep up with, because listen, you do not have to go very fast. You know, when you look at the tortoise and the hare, the tortoise is the one that won the race. Slow and steady wins the race. As long as you are at your own personal pace that feels doable for you and you can stay and remain consistent at that pace, then go with that. Do not feel the need to rush yourself or to be at a certain level if that's not where you are right now. It's okay. You have to take it one step at a time. And you can always speed up when you feel you can handle more. Of course, that can come later. But for right now, just go at your own pace. There's no rush. Do not force yourself to go faster than what you can handle. If you go too fast, you will overwhelm yourself. And when you're overwhelmed, you will actually slow yourself down and you'll be so overwhelmed that you won't even move at all. Don't bite off more than you can chew, okay? Don't feel like you have to have all of this done, and if you don't, you're gonna fail at life. No, stop allowing your ego to get inside your head to go faster than your soul, okay? Your soul knows that it doesn't have a timeline because your soul knows that time is an illusion. But the flesh, the ego is what cares about earthly time, okay? Ditch the ego, live more in your soul. It's peaceful over here. All right, the next one we have is make your mental health a priority. Your mental health is what sets the tone for everything. And if your mental health is off, then everything else is off. Just think about a time when you knew you had a lot of things to get done, or you had something that you needed to do that day, but your mind was just clouded with so much, like you were dealing with depression, anxiety. Let's say you had been just struggling with something that had just recently happened in your life. Maybe it was something traumatic, something with a friend or a relationship partner, anything. It could have been a family fallout, whatever. Something was just weighing heavily on your mind and you just feel like, I just cannot focus right now. Everything is just... Listen, let me tell you that it is nothing wrong with taking a step back, taking a break from your other priorities to focus on this first. Because if your heart is not in the right place, if your mind is not clear, nothing that you will do for yourself you won't be able to show up for yourself the way that you need to. Anything that you want to get done, it'll be done sort of half-assed. It won't really be the best of your ability because you are not fully present. We must be fully present to do what we need to do in order to make it our best. But if your mind is foggy, if your emotions all over the place, you're not present. That's the most important thing. Your mental health is a priority because you need to focus on being more present. When you can be more present at what in your daily actions, on what you're doing, you will have more intentional focus on the task at hand. Thus, you will perform better. So what do you have to do? You have to put your mental health first. Even if that is just saying, I know I was supposed to get this done today. I'm going to have to take a day off. I'm going to have to take a mental health day. You have every right to take a mental health day. Do not let anybody tell you that you are lazy or unmotivated. You take care of yourself first. It's better for you to be alive. You know what I'm saying? Now, here are a few things that you can do to make sure that you are taking care of your mental health in the best possible way. The first thing that you need to do is to get enough rest. I know how society talks about, like, if you want to be successful, you're going to have to give up on sleep. You're going to have to just blah, 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 blah. Let me tell you, that may work for them, but that may not work for you. Maybe your energy requires you to get more rest. Maybe if you have a full night worth of sleep, you will be able to perform better throughout the day. Maybe. So let me tell you something. Now, if you are eventually you will be able to get to an energy where you won't necessarily need as much rest. You're going to just be running on so much energy. But until you can get to that point, you have to work with where you are at your stage of your life. And if your phase of your life right now requires more rest, give yourself enough rest. That's you putting your mental health as a top priority, because rest is productive. Sleep is healthy. Sleep is so healthy. I'm telling you, sleep is healing. You ever had a cold or ever been sick and then you go to sleep and then you wake up and you feel instantly better? You ever been upset about something and then you just sleep it off and what happens when people get a little too intoxicated or too inebriated? What do? They sleep it off and they feel better. Sleep is very, very important. And if you're not getting enough sleep, that's probably why your mental health is all over the place. You got to get enough sleep. And also, one thing that I recommend is if you deal with insomnia, I highly recommend melatonin. I understand that sleeping pills is another thing to use as well, but sleeping pills can be a little bit addictive. I would recommend melatonin because melatonin is a vitamin. It healthily works throughout your immune system, and it's not going to be anything that is addictive. So if you deal with insomnia and you have trouble falling asleep or staying asleep, I highly recommend melatonin. You can get that at any drugstore or Walmart. Next, pray and meditate. Make sure that you are utilizing time each day to pray and meditate, okay? Now, it'll be good for you to do meditation in the earlier parts of the day, like when you first wake up. That'll be a good time to do that. Now, if you can't do that, do it whenever you can. But just make sure that every single day you designate a specific time. Whenever you can, you designate time to meditate and to pray. Seek first the kingdom and his righteousness, and all good things will be added on to you. Because when you have a strong prayer life with God, and when you pray every single day, your day goes so much smoother, so much better. And when you pray, God will give you insight on what God wants you to do that day. So start designating prayer life into your daily schedule. Add it to your daily routine, especially at prayer. All right, also, what you have to do is you have to eliminate distractions, and that goes for people and that goes for things, okay? Eliminate anybody that is not helping you to grow and reach the next level, okay? So if these people do not fit your future, if they do not fit where you are headed towards, they are a distraction, okay? You know, if you're the type of person where you want to be an entrepreneur, but all of your friends hanging around you that you spend time with, they are settled in their regular 9-to-5 jobs, then you have to get away from those people, because They're a distraction. Not saying that you have to completely drop these people and not be friends with them anymore, but just create some distance. Now, people that you may actually have to drop, because when you come into your 20s, a lot of these friendships are very temporary. They don't tend to last very long. If they drain your energy, they are a distraction. Now, how can they drain your energy? Or if the only time they hit you up to call you is because they want to vent about their problems. They want you to play therapist. They want you to be their personal diary. Or if they hit you up because they need something, they need a ride, they need money, they need this, they need that. They say, hey, you want to come smoke? But they don't have the weed. You do. You know what I'm saying? Like, anytime that they are, taking something from you, whether it's your energy, whether it's your resources, whatever it is, if they are draining you of your energy, they are a distraction. Because when you're investing all of that time and energy into them, you could have been putting that towards what you needed to do. But yet your attention and focus was focused on them. And because you're their friend and you want to be there for them, you don't want to be a bad friend and kind of just leave them hanging. You don't want to do that. But your destiny is what's most important. You living your purpose is what's most important. Your mental health is what's most important. You being the greatest version of yourself is what is most important. And if you have friends in your life that are getting in the way of you doing that, I'm sorry, baby, but those friends gonna have to go. They gonna have to go. Because think of it this way. What if you waste all of your 20s, that whole decade, trying to please them and trying to please everybody else, and they doing what they doing? They probably stuck in the same cycle, probably stuck in the same position. And you had all this time to level up, but now you wasted all of that time. You can't get time back. So don't waste your time with people that are wasting your time. Heard that? All right, good. Thank you. Next. Listen. You got more important things to do than to be the counselor for your friends or to be at their beck and call. Now, it's not mean. You just have to prioritize your life. And I'm sorry, you are your main priority, not your friends. You are. Okay, had to get a new setup right now, okay, because it ain't got dark on me. But anyway, as far as eliminating distractions, yes, you have to eliminate people, but you also have to eliminate things, okay? Things such as like watching TV and Netflix and YouTube all day, or just scrolling through social media mindlessly. That is a distraction. I mean, if you think about it, all of those hours that you waste doing absolutely nothing is not really helping you. Now, unless those programs that you're watching are teaching you something and it's helping you become a better person, then that's good. But if it's just strictly for entertainment, it's a distraction. It's not to say that you cannot do those things, but just do them in moderation if you know that you can utilize that time and energy elsewhere. You can invest that time into doing other things such as learning or reading or just anything else that could be more constructive with your free time. Also, distractions could be constantly getting intoxicated, drinking too much, smoking too much. Now, listen, I understand that certain people do what they want to do. It's your life. You could do whatever you want to do. But I just recommend in moderation, because if you're constantly just drinking all of this alcohol is low vibrational, and you're inviting type of energies into your life that you really don't necessarily need. And drinking too much alcohol can involve you around other people that like to drink. Y'all just like to listen to music, drink, shake your tails. But I mean, like, honestly, is that really helping you? Is that really helping you become a better person? Not necessarily. And also, if you're smoking too much. Now listen, I'm a person that smokes weed, it's okay, but personally I would just say that moderation is what is key. Now, if I can give you a little piece of advice, listen, marijuana is definitely something that can be addictive, especially if you have it become a depressant. And there were times in my life where I became so addicted to it where it was slowing me down, and I had to take a step back. And now I do it in moderation at certain points of the day. Instead of going like a wake and bake or in the middle of the day, it's more so at nighttime when I'm winding down, I'm getting ready to eat dinner, I'm getting ready to go to bed, stuff like that. Because if you are involving yourself with people that drink too much and smoke too much, you're going to invite different types of friends into your life that are not really true, genuine friends. It's just people that you just do these activities with, and stuff like that can lower your vibration and it can distract you. And on top of that, it's a waste of your money. It's really a waste of time and it's a waste of your money. So start being more constructive with your free time. Now I'm gonna give you a last minute point as we wrap up. God wants to see your progress, not perfection. Don't feel like you have to be super duper perfect. Just make progress no matter how small. Do what is best for you in all circumstances, because that is you loving yourself and showing up for yourself. Set boundaries and say no, because if you don't set boundaries with people, people are going to walk all over you. Do not do things just for the money. Don't just get any just type of job just for a paycheck, because it's going to waste your energy, it's going to waste your time, and you can't get that back. Stay in a state of gratitude. When you are grateful, even if you don't have what you want, when you're grateful, God will give you more. Use your 20s to develop yourself into your greatest version. Grind in your 20s, learn and become your healthiest version so that you can thrive in your 30s. And do not put a time stamp on your success.